Okay, so it won't take more than 15 minutes for this session. You just try to understand that these diagrams can be utilized by you guys while answering any questions. Okay, so let's start. Once my screen is visible, please, any one of you do confirm the same. I hope it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So basically, why it is important, just for the sake, pictographic memory, okay? Summarizing a lot, not asked, but important information. Maps in geography, flowchart, etc. are the diagrams only. How to draw basically, you have to focus on this part. Number of factors are your dimensions. I will just explain it in the examples. For examples, if two elements are there, then 2D figure, five elements, 5D figure means dimensions. Okay, and different patterns. So let's say up what we have to avoid while making the diagram, it should not be that complex, easy to comprehend. I do not recommend mind maps. Okay, mind map should not be there. Should not be about diagrams only. Means in question, it should not be like that कि page में चार diagram ही दिख गए बारी बारी से लिख गए. It should not be there. Then let's begin. So first question: how does e-technology helps farmers in production and marketing of agriculture produce? So if you look at it, e-tech, how it helps agriculture, production, marketing. This can be block diagram. Fair enough? Clear enough? Chalo. So I actually marked two things only: e-tech, production, marketing, agriculture. So I have to link e-tech to agri. Then I can give some explanation over here and I can just make it as a figure. Okay. How integrated farming system helpful in sustaining agricultural production? Okay. If it is about IFS, just write it now, whatever factors you have. Now assess the role of British imperial power in complicating the process of transfer of power during the 1940s. Okay, so British Empire, you can mention certain elements. Power transfer, what issues it generated? Here it is. Nothing means you are just summarizing a question or something. Below it, directly you can start with the analysis. Or sometimes if it happens, na, you do not get enough points. You just write 1, 2, 3, 4. It might be the case in analysis, you have 7, 8 points. So at least 3, 4 can be briefly here, even if you're writing 5 here. Means it need not to be that every point explained here should be here, or every point here explained there should be here. If you have more points, you can just show the diversification. Fair enough? Now, what was the difference between Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore in their approach towards education and nationalism? Now, we know that there will be some dissimilarities, some similarities. एक महात्मा गांधी को ले लिया, one is Rabindranath Tagore. You write some of the features, some of the features. Now, common features here, non-common features here. This is what I will say. So, if there is any difference, certainly some convergence will be there, na? We will talk about it. Convergence, divergences, fair enough. So in my point of view, anything you can do. Okay, now constitutionally guaranteed judicial independence is a prerequisite of democracy. So I'm saying judicial independence. It is a base of what? Democracy. Now if you will see it, it is nothing but features of democracy or the components. I have said that this is base, these are the pillars. Now you can say how judiciary promotes accountability, how judiciary can promote transparency, responsibility, separation of power. It can be analytical question. Means this is the, I'm not saying only these pillars should be mentioned. I'm just giving you the diagram. It can be utilized in any manner then. Okay. Do you think Constitution of India does not accept the principle of strict separation of powers? Rather, it is based on the principle of checks and balances. Now, features पता नहीं है separation of power के. You can mention like this, article number and all. Now, you know that in these questions, these article number may not be of that use, but writing them and explaining a little bit about them might fetch you half one more marks. So whosoever in the category, those who needs 50, 60 marks, you guys can shoot it up from these things only. You got 80 questions. You tried diagrams, suppose in 40 questions, and they are well placed. This is somewhere on an average half to 1 marks. So you will be getting somewhere, I will say, 25 to 30 marks just because of this approach. And whatever I'm talking, I will not talk anything irrelevant. Okay. Now, corruption is manifestation of the failure of core values in the society. In your opinion, what measures can be adopted to uplift the core values? Now, question is about measures. अब core value आप ऐसे भी लिख दोगे 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Now this is a star, right? Now these are the core values. Now, if you ask me, sir, how you got up to these core values, I ensure that something preamble and the very basics of the ethics. Honesty should be there. Constitution, constitution. Then integrity, respect. Three societal, three constitutional. I define them as the core values. हो चाहे ना हो भाड़ में जाए. You cannot say it is not. Had it been only these type of values there, it would have looked like the polity answer. Had it been like only these kind of values, it would have looked like a societal answer. Mix of both gave me the feeling. Now I can have n number of diverse examples just because of my this approach. I have represented it through the star. Okay, this is, I will say, chicken egg. Whenever you find like answer like this, now what came first, chicken or egg? An unexamined life is not worth living. So it might be a case, the examination of life, what you are losing, what you are finding while examining. What factors while doing the examination, what you are losing. चले गए पहाड़ों पे, फैमिली को टाइम नहीं दे पा रहे, you are losing. What you are finding, your inner self and all. What is the examination? Challenges and all. So what you are finding? Obstacles. These things. Now, how to get these diagrams? First, materials. Whatever model answers, topper copies you are ready. Whatever you are searching on the Google, na, go for its images. You will find certain diagram or certain image related to the same. Got it? Government documents. Now, there is not time for the same. Okay, topper copies, logic. Now I will explain this part. Whatever in the above section I say approach, it was just logic. Okay. Now 1D and 2D dimensions. Suppose you are talking about something positive or negative. Right side positive points, left side negative points from down the side. यानी अगर दो दो पॉइंट बोले हैं किसी कैरेक्टर के ऊपर क्वेश्चन मार्क करना है, यू कैन से मेरिट्स एंड डिमेरिट्स दिखाने यार एथिक्स में, यू कैन यूज दिस डायग्राम. सेम फॉर दिस, same this, you can show plus minus. Even this can be made alternative. एक ऊपर दिखाया, एक नीचे, एक ऊपर, एक नीचे. But uniformity is not there. So that's why I favor this. Three factor diagrams. Go for triangle. Make this. Even this, you know, if three dimensions of three factors, you can point it out like this. If you have something, say core values बीच में लिखना है, तीन ही values की बात करनी है, या you say golden triangle की बात करनी है, you can go anyway. बार बार ट्रायंगल बना देते हो, बार बार ऐसे कुछ भी बना देते हो, तो तीन डायमेंशंस तो मैं यही दिखा रहा हूं आपको. मॉडिफाई टू एन नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स. फोर फैक्टर्स सिंपल डायग्राम्स, फाइव फैक्टर्स इम्प्रोवाइज इनसाइड. नाउ व्हाट यू कैन डू, मिला दो ऊपर से ले जाके कहीं पे भी, हो गया ये. सिक्स फैक्टर्स वी हैव डिस्कस्ड. सेवन फैक्टर्स, ओके. Sometimes write it down and use your mathematics. Okay. Now these diagrams, I recommend to go for it. This is nothing, again, positive and negative. If you have something, suppose I will say logistic cost 14%. Okay, China say 8%, Germany say 7%. You can say ना these things in the graph itself. लग जाते हैं हम वही टेबल बनाने में और सब कुछ बनाने में. 1 मिनट का काम है ये सब. Now x axis and y axis, this can be another type of diagram. Pie charts you can utilize. Problem is that we are not even thinking that we can do it or not. Suppose you are talking about employment and employment, or role of MSME in the employment generation. You just say employment, this is MSME, 44% or something, whatever employment generation is there. Now, again, I will say this is infant. Sorry for the typing errors. I do not have enough time to review it so minutely. I said this diagram should be there. Now, this is pointer, sorry. Discrimination of women. Okay. It starts, it is not factor, but fetus. So discrimination of women starts at the fetus, भ्रूण हत्या, then infanticide, then child, बेटे को ज्यादा दूध दे दो, then adult, sexual misconduct and all. As a widow, this is how it is increasing. It has been used by the UN itself. So I call it staircase diagram. It can be anything, na? How vulnerables are being, I will say, discriminated. Okay, or the fruits of benefit are not reaching to them. Initial levels, health and education, बोल दो नहीं मिल पा रहा. Second, when they did not get it, they are not getting right employment. When not right employment, discrimination again at the society level, societal status, self-esteem, self-actualization, whatever. So you innovate now on these lines. Yeah, now you guys have written enough questions. Now you guys have written enough questions. So it is not about being into the mode. ठीक है? It is not about being into the mode. It is about go and recheck your question. कहीं कुछ diagram डाल सकते थे क्या? कहीं कुछ fact डाल सकते थे. Now the last 1 month should be about content enrichment. Got it? Okay. Then cloud circle format can be there. You can use these as the diagrams, if nothing. Rising sector. Suppose you have to talk about, say, semiconductors. But लग रहा है ना राइजिंग सन वाला टाइप का फील आ रहा है ना. So some innovation should be there. Then block diagram. You have n number of things to mention. Okay. Compare है, सब कुछ है, merit demerit है, neutrality है. You can explain like this. Chicken egg already explained in one of the questions. Venn diagram. Okay. Then comes this. According to the base, inverted triangle and I will say right triangle. What you call it? You give it na. Pillar diagram explained you. Okay, if something, suppose democracy के ऊपर भी कुछ रखना था. So democracy acts as source for good governance. Look, this diagram. Now you can say that these pillars, how good governance is linked, and what is base for these pillars. Maybe active citizenry. Means diagram can be there anyway, yaar. I've given you almost, I guess, 25-30 types of diagram in this PDF itself. That's why I said small session, but more than enough. Fair enough. Any doubt, anything else? I will just close the PDF. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Fine. So let me stop the recording.